So welcome back, and in this next video I essentially want to be going over with you all of the different services that I have on offer. And to do that, I wanted to actually visit my website and go over all of the different packages and essentially what's included in the different packages. So what kind of coaching are you going to be expecting to get from me, and again, how am I going to kind of help with you with working through that. So I'm currently on my website. I sort of felt like there's no need to have me on camera this time. I think my voice will suffice more than enough. But what we're going to do, we're going to head to my services page. But if you haven't visited my website yet already, it's cameradan.co.uk. And this is going to be where all of my information about my services and stuff are. As you can kind of see on the tabs here at the top. And definitely in another video, I will go over the different products that I've got or that I'm looking to bring out. But for now, we're going to just go to services and just go over, the kind of stuff that I do with my clients. Now, I've already got another video that talks about my free 30-minute consultation. So if you are interested already, or you're at that point where you're like, you know what? I want to get started with my channel, but I don't know where to begin. Maybe I'm now ready to have that conversation to start pointing me on that right track or point me on that right path. Then absolutely have a look at that video. That also explains a little bit more really than what I've got written here. But ultimately, what you can see here is that main information. But if we do scroll a bit further down, then this is where we're going to be going over the stuff that I talk about for my 3-month and 6-month packages. So to start off with, I have 3 different options available, and that is just a bit further down below here. And in fact, you can see what my current prices are. They are subject to change, certainly as time goes on and as my business evolves and helps even more people. But I essentially have 3 different packages. We'll go over what's included or what you can see here in these boxes a little bit later in a bit more depth. But you have either a pay-as-you-go session, which is basically just you pay for 1 hour at a time, and we during that time will go over really anything that you want to go over. This is like the ideal perfect session for people who maybe already have an established channel and they're just looking to make like the odd tweak here or there, or maybe they are looking for a taster of what it's like working with me before they decide to actually spend more money. And that I am absolutely fine with. I think you don't really get an opportunity this day and age to kind of have a bit of a taster of, what to expect if you're going to spend a large amount of money. And in fact, I think, come to think about it, the only thing you really get that opportunity on is if you're looking to buy a car, where you get to sit in the car, give it a bit of a drive around, see what it's like, see how comfortable you are with it, see if the car's right for you before you start handing over, 5, 10, 20 grand or whatever. So for me, I really like the idea of being very transparent with my services and allowing you to kind of trial first and then decide, if it's right for you, and also if we're right for working with each other as well. So that in first session or that first sort of like one-off taster session, or if you're just booking that just an hourly session, that's going to be an ideal option for you. Otherwise, the next step up, or the alternative, is going for the 3-month coaching program or the 6-month coaching program. And I'd say the 3-month is essentially for someone who they're looking to get more clarity and understanding of how YouTube works and how it's relevant for their business, but they're just kind of looking to then make the content and work on the channel on their own after the 3 months are up. Whereas the 6-month is the real kind of like hand holding. I'm with you every step of the way to that point that after the 6 months are up, that you should be able to maintain your YouTube channel on your own and have that confidence that all the decisions and content that you make or research that you make or understanding on how YouTube works as a platform, you can be confident enough that you know how to manage that and run it all on your own, and that all of your decisions, you can do it with conviction rather than being hesitant about stuff, which, certainly I found when people have done like the 3 month coaching package, they've usually come back anyway to then do another 3 months. So certainly if you are a real beginner on the YouTube platform, then certainly the 6 month package is going to be more of an ideal option for you. But I also am aware, like, sometimes once people get that slight bit of momentum, they get an idea of like who their ideal clients are on the platform, they've got an idea of what kind of content they can create. Also, same with like SEO, they've got some insight into how it works or they've learnt about it. Then, that tends to also just take them off and they can start getting results that way. So it's ultimately personal preference. I'm obviously going to be very biased and say like the 6 month is going to be the more ideal option, but it's personal preference. And, I want you to still get the best results possible. So whichever option you do go for, whether it's just be an hour session or fortnightly 2 hour sessions, and that's either going on for like 3 months or 6 months, ultimately, I want you to get results. And everyone that I work with, I always use as part of my portfolio anyway, as you'll certainly see on the testimonials page. So by all means, feel free to have a look at that as well. But yeah, it's really down to you. So just scrolling back up, and I want to go over these in a bit more detail on, what exactly is involved in the coaching for each of these things. And I'd say the first 3 months when I work with someone is usually covering more the theory and the psychology of how YouTube works. And then the next 3 months after that is usually about refining content and SEO, and just bringing out the best in every video that does go out. So again, it really depends on whether you're just looking to learn the theory or you're looking to, really get that full understanding of YouTube. So what we would end up going over, so we've got channel setup. This is ultimately setting up the channel. It's kind of it does what it says in the tin, basically. So that would be, working out what to call your channel, working out what to name it, and then also considering which email address maybe you might want to use to link it to. But ultimately, with making an account on YouTube, which and this is the real freebie because it's out there in the world anyway, is basically just logging into YouTube with whichever email address you want to use to create an account with. The next thing would be like covering things like niche playlists. So we'll go over how to actually separate your content to make it even easier for people to find the particular videos they're looking for. The content creation is most certainly one of the biggest ones. In fact, I probably should have gone crossways with this rather than just down the rows. But content creation is one of the biggest ones. This then just works. With this, we work on the kind of videos that you can make, the creativity side of it. So, your videos aren't going to be the same as everyone else's that exists online. We want to give people a reason to come back and watch more of your videos, and also build this online relationship with you so they do reach out to you for your products and services. The next thing would be like market research. So you can kind of look at what's currently trending in the world that you can be basing your videos and content on, and obviously keeping it relevant to your niche as well. Campaigns and release strategies. These are essentially kind of like the big things that I work on with people in regards to once they've made that content, how are they going to release it? When are they going to be putting it out? And how are these videos essentially going to drive traffic or conversion to the different services or products or events and stuff that they run. The creator studio will end up going over like all the behind the scenes stuff of YouTube. So how it all ticks, what all the menus and stuff are. The favicon setup and upsell links are everything on the about page, and also everything that appears in your banner as well, which then goes on to branding, which is everything to do with like your banner, your thumbnail icon, to even your thumbnails as well for every single one of your videos, because we want to create stuff or put stuff out that people can learn to recognize, that they can become familiar with, especially if you are putting content out on a regular basis. You want people to look at that and go, oh, that is that person's videos. Or if they have come from your website and then they've gone onto your YouTube channel, or perhaps maybe you've been networking and you've been talking to people, you want to also make sure that when they do search for you on YouTube, they can go, oh, okay, yeah, that was that person's branding. It's similar to their business cards, or, oh, yeah, that's similar to that person's website. So branding is certainly a big key. I have my own philosophy on how videos go out, and that is my traffic and conversion theory, that there are two kinds of videos. There are videos that draw in an audience, and there are videos that convert an audience. And this ties in very heavily with the content creation side of stuff. Viewer profiling. So I highly believe it is important that people have an awareness of who their ideal clients are. Who is it you're trying to attract through your videos? And by having an understanding of who they are, by creating either avatars or character profiles, it's a very familiar concept in the self-development scene. But I'd like to think I kind of take it a little bit step further. We kind of go over, who your ideal viewership is going to be, so you can be making videos directed at them, and ultimately you'll engage with them, they'll watch your videos for longer, and then they build an online relationship with you through your videos. The YouTube algorithm is going over essentially really how YouTube kind of works, like how does it tick. And the more clarity that you have on the YouTube algorithm, then certainly it kind of, I would say it kind of gives you a foundation of, what you need to be putting on the platform to make sure that you're getting the best use out of it. The viewer psychology would be then kind of like looking at, what is, what keeps the attention of your viewers, what are they losing attention on, and certainly what is actually driving the traffic to your channel, to keep them engaged, and again, ultimately building that relationship with you through your videos. So you become a bit of like an online celebrity, really, which you certainly see with a lot of YouTubers and influencers who have been putting content out for a long period of time. And also what kind of stuff, or having a clearer understanding of like, well, what can cause people to drop off as well? What can cause you to lose potential viewership or clients, whether it be errors in branding or creating content as well. The next thing would be live streaming. So we would go over how you can actually live stream on the platform. We'd also go over making a channel trailer or a featured video, or setting a featured video. So when you get new subscribers to your channel, or people who haven't yet subscribed to your channel, what kind of top fold video are they going to see that's going to encourage them to potentially have a look at videos on your channel or explore it, let alone actually subscribe to it as well. The search engine optimization, or in short SEO, is a huge thing that people completely overlook, and that is something that we most definitely go over a lot in the second half of the coaching program if you're doing the 6-month stuff. Because ultimately, the more you get your SEO correct, then the more likely your videos are going to get to the top of the searches, or you're going to get the viewership that you're looking for, or certainly depending on if you're making a traffic video or a conversion video, it's going to put you in the right searches to actually get the clients or traffic as well. The next thing would be looking at like channel and video analytics. This is essentially the opportunity for you actually to look at your videos, see where people are watching up to, what the dropout rate is, or where they're dropping out, which means then you have an idea of where maybe your video is getting too boring. I don't believe it's anything really to do with like how short or long a video is, because there are certainly videos on YouTube that people would be more than happy to watch like an hour plus of, if it's interesting and engaging for them. We'll then also look at things like funnel setup, which is very similarly really to the campaigns and strategy side of things, but looking at how to connect one video to the next video appropriately to make sure that you are keeping people engaged in the topics that they have an interest in, because you don't want to have one video linking to another video that has absolutely nothing to do with it, and then you find that you don't get any views on it because people just weren't interested in this completely different topic that's unrelated to what they were watching. We'll cover things as well like monetization and affiliates, which would most certainly be something you're not going to really come across at the start of your YouTube journey. But having a lot of that in mind further on down the line, when you are getting a more established channel, when you are building your reputation, and even when you're getting plenty of clients or sales from products and services, it's certainly something to just bear in mind. It's just another revenue stream of income for you. We'll also cover, finally, things to do with like the audio library and copyright, what you are allowed to do on YouTube and what you're not allowed to do. And then also just how you can bring in traffic from other social media platforms, which is essentially also part of the campaigns that I offer as well, but just particular strategies for that. So that's a bit more in depth with what actually gets covered during the packages, and then just going back down to the packages themselves. So perhaps you're thinking about working with me, but you want to kind of have a bit more of a taster. These are my current prices as well. I should just throw out there, but they are subject to change. But if you are interested in at least having a taster, that first session I offer at a discounted price, because I really am confident in what I do with helping with people, and I want you to experience that as well. So that first session is just £80 for that first hour. And if you do decide that you want to book more single 1 hour sessions thereafter, then it will be at the normal price of £120 per session. Now, again, these prices are subject to change in future, but these are what's available at that moment in time, or at this moment in time. We can then book the session anytime that you want. Obviously, within reason, like if you were to sort of pay and then say, Daniel, let's have a session within an hour. I needed certainly a bit of flexibility, as I'm sure you can appreciate as well. The single sessions are essentially really for people who have more of an established channel, or again, they want to at least kind of have a taster with me and really kind of go over stuff that can get that ball rolling with building a YouTube channel. Certainly, if you did end up booking more single sessions with me, there are no support or advice sessions in between those sessions. So there's no contacting me asking for advice or feedback on videos or ideas you've got. If you're paying just for the single sessions, then the advice that you get will only be during those single sessions. And lastly, yeah, as you can see there, they are 60 minutes long. Now, the 3-month and the 6-month packages, everything that is included is the exact same. So I won't go over the duplicates, but I'll just go over just a couple of those slight differences. So obviously, to begin with, the 3 months is for 3 months and the 6 month is for 6 months. And during those times, we would have a 2-hour session this time round that would be happening every fortnight. So every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, we would have 120-minute sessions. And during them, I would be going over structured content. The first 3 months is usually theory-based. The second 3 months would usually be going over the refinement side of things to again, ultimately get you to that confident state when you manage your channel on your own. Um, so it then means that during that time for the 3 months, we're essentially having 12 hours of coaching sessions together in total. And on the 6 month, we'd be having about 24 hours in sessions in total. Now, it doesn't always happen, but I usually go, I usually tend to overrun sessions anyway. So you'll probably find that you'll get more than 12 hours and you'll certainly get more than 24 hours, depending on which package you go for. Now, besides having those sessions, on top of that, you do have support from me essentially 24/7, giving you feedback on any homeworks that I give you from the sessions, as well as like if you sent me videos that you want me to review and give feedback on, or designs for your banner or thumbnails, or if I've given you homeworks based on creating ideas for creating content, or working out who your ideal clients are, then this is the opportunity then really to get all that WhatsApp support from me, the email support from me, the constant homework feedback, the constant feedback and support, of which even then during each of the sessions, I will be giving you plenty of diagrams for you to keep as well. My only request that I make sure that every client that I work with agrees on is that the content that I share with them is for their eyes only. Because I'm really proud of the content that I've created, and I've really seen the benefit and the potential with it with people, and it really does make a difference. And I feel that if you're spending a lot of money on me, it should be just for your eyes only. So that is my only sort of request from people with that. But ultimately, during 3 months and 6 months, you have constant support from me. Obviously within the sessions that we have every 2 weeks, but also outside of those sessions every 2 weeks. And I encourage everyone to send me, voice notes asking questions, send me all of their videos to review, send me all of the work that they've done from the homeworks and whatnot. So it just means then that you are constantly getting that feedback. And as I've mentioned in other videos, this is all experiential training for you, and you're going to get the best results the more feedback that you get, and you're just going to refine your content, and it's just going to keep getting better and better as the months go on. So ultimately, when we do then unfortunately part ways, I can then proudly have that confidence in knowing that you're going to be absolutely okay when you go off and work on your own, and you are too as well, which is really the important thing. As well as I'd like to think that during the time that we're working together, I want to try and push you as hard as you can. So, but by the time, and this is more of a challenge for me, but by the time we actually get to the end of the coaching, hopefully by the end of 6 months, you would have at least broken even by getting clients from videos that you've been putting out. Doesn't always happen, but I certainly try and push towards that. And especially for coaches, if you're charging like a couple of grand anyway for your services, then ultimately my question to you is this. If you were to be spending 6 months doing marketing on your YouTube channel, what is the likelihood that you're going to at least get 1 client, 2 clients, 3 clients that are going to be spending the money that you've paid to work with me, or even get you in profit and make even more from work that you would never have received had you not have worked on your YouTube channel? So on that note, I will leave you with that rhetorical question. Thank you very much for watching to the end of this video. This is certainly a longer one out of all of the ones that I've made so far, but I felt it was really important to go over everything. If you are interested in having a consultation with me, then certainly I do offer a 30-minute free consultation. I've got my information in the description box below, so by all means have a look at that. Otherwise, do head to my website. There is a contact form here, so you can end up reaching out to me that way, as well as you can have a look at more information If I do end up clicking on it, that'll work. There we go. So there is more information on my website anyway, as well as, yeah, you can reach out to me on my contact form on here. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. Head to cameradan.co.uk and I look forward to hopefully working with you soon.